Friends and viewer, good day. I have in my hand today the Treasury of Gibran, Khalil Gibran, or his wisdom, book of his wisdom. Khalil Gibran, who was he? Let me tell you about him. The people, he was called filthy because his skin was dark, unintelligible because he could barely speak English. When he arrived in this country, in America, he was placed in a special class for immigrants. But a few of his teachers saw something in the way he expressed himself. Through his drawing, through his views of world, he would soon master his new language. His mother had made a difficult decision to take him, his two young sisters, and a half brother to America, seeking a better life for their family. They settled in Boston's South End, at the time the second largest Syrian Lebanese American community. The family would struggle, and young boy, would lose one sister and his half brother to tuberculosis. His mother would die of cancer. He would write, out of suffering have emerged, according to him. He says that out of suffering have emerged a stronger soul. The most massive character are seared with scars. He was born in poverty in 6 January 1883 in what is now modern day Lebanon. He believed in love, he believed in peace, and he believed in understanding. His name was Khalil Gibran, and he is primarily known for his book, The Prophet. The book published in 1923, The Prophet, the book would sell tens of millions of copies, make him the third best-selling poet of all time behind Shakespeare. Published in 108 languages around the world, passages from the Prophet are quoted at the wedding, in political speeches, and at funeral, inspiring influential figures such as John F. Kennedy, Indira Gandhi, Elvis Presley, John Lennon, and David Bowie. He was very outspoken, attacking hypocrisy and corruption. His books are burned in Beirut, and in America, he would receive death threats. Gibran was the only member of his family to pursue scholastic education. His sisters were not allowed to enter school primarily because of Middle Eastern tradition. As well as financial difficulties, Gibran, however, was inspired by the strength of the woman in his family, especially his mother. After one sister, his mother, and his half brother died, his other sister, Mariana, would support Gibran and herself by working at a dressmaker's shop. Of his mother, he would write, the most beautiful word of the lips of the mankind is the word mother. And the most beautiful call is the call of my mother. It is a word full of hope and love, a sweet and kind word coming from depths of the heart. The mother is everything. She is our consolation in sorrow, our hope in misery, and our strength in weakness. She is the source of love, mercy, sympathy, and forgiveness. Gibran would later champion the cause of women emancipation and education. He believed that safeguarding the rights of others is the most noble and beautiful end of human being. In a poem of a new immigrant, he would write, I believe you can say to the founder of this great nation, here I am, a youth, a young tree whose roots were plucked from the hills of Lebanon, yet I am deeply rooted here, and I would be fruitful. He would write in the prophet, let there be a spaces in our togetherness, and let the winds of heaven dance between you, love one another, but make not a bond of love. Let it rather be a moving sea between the shores of your souls. Fill each other's cup, but drink not from one cup. Give one another of your bread, but eat not from the same loaf. Sing and dance together, and be joyous. Let each one of you be alone, even as the strings of a lute are alone, though they quiver with the same music. Give your heart, but not into each other's keeping, for only the hand of life can contain your hearts. And stand together, yet not too near together, for the pillars of temples stand apart, and the oak tree and the cypress grow not in each other's shadow. From the prophet, a few lines from his masterpiece, the prophet: do not live a half life, and do not die a half death. If you choose silence, then be silent. When you speak, do so until you are finished. If you accept, then express it bluntly. Do not mask it. If you refuse, then be clear about it. For an ambiguous refusal is but a weak acceptance. Do not accept half a solution. Do not believe half truth. Do not dream half a dream. Do not fantasize about half hopes. Half the way you will get you nowhere. You are a whole that exists to live a life, not a half life. This is written, taken from Khalil Gibran, the book The Prophet. So, ladies and gentlemen, Gibran, an outstanding. So, once he said, let me read a few lines from his Treasury of Gibran. Life is a miser dealer who gives us tomorrow, but also takes yesterday. She gives us one day and also takes one day. When we become tired of this stealing, then she gives us immortal death and never takes again. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Khalil Gibran, the writer of the Prophet, a Lebanese poet, a philosopher, and a writer, a painter. Thank you very much.